Namaste, divine beings. Vanakkam. Today's journey within was inspired by the events that have been happening around us. Biden and Kamala victory symbolized hope. But what was shocking is 65 million people agreeing to racism, division, hate, cruelty. It was so shocking that I realized that this is the mental illness of humanity that has shown up. And this mental illness is on a collective humanity basis. We need to rise up. We need to move the light across, healing the minds, healing the hearts, and at the same time, empowering ourselves. So in this journey together are the 6 dimensions of our inner journey of consciousness that we are to work with. Let's start from inside out. So in that way, as we go out, we get more practical with what needs to be done on the external, and from within is the grace of the journey. Now, what vibration, how we vibrate creates that corresponding reality. To step into that higher vibrancy means that is the heavens of experience and heavens of realities we create. So when we wake up, the first step would be climb up to be the higher vibratory energy fields, where in this energy field, we are the vortex of light. So to begin with is the root chakra. But before that, let me explain what it is as an inner journey. The inner journey is also a puja. A puja is working with Source as worship. And this, when done within, sets a mind on a meditative journey, sets a mind in meditation 24/7. So puja, you could say, the mother of meditation. You do the puja in the morning. We are in a meditative mode throughout the day. And the puja within is empowering and beautiful. We are creating a vortex of light within ourselves that keeps us aligned to the higher vibrations. So, to begin with is breath itself. Now, to meditate, we need to control the mind. We need the mind to be malleable to where we wish to go. Breath is the tool to take care of the mind. The ratio 1:4:2 is a powerful ratio given to us by our Param Guru, Siddha1, we inhale, hold the breath. To the count of 4 within, retain. 2 we exhale. 1 you inhale. 4 we retain. Exhale twice. Just the simple ratio of breath when observed, the mind is now ready to take the journey. Of course, this is the ratio which we would utilize for pranayama. That is, inhale to the left, hold the breath, inhale to the breath with a count of 1, retain the breath to the count of 4, and to the opposite side, exhale to the count of 2. Likewise, inhale to the right to the count of 1, retain 4 times, exhale to the left twice. Now, the moment we've done pranayama, or even just basically this ratio, just to get into a meditative mode, our mind is now ready. Now, when born as human, we all have a karmic package. We all have our own set of problems unique to us. So, the first step would be to surrender all the past, to surrender our problems, to surrender our worries, to surrender every single thought, every single debris in our mind to Source. Source, God, to begin with, is the inhale from the roots, and the root is Ganapathy. This is a Siddha mantra given to us by Guruji Rajasamy, who just left his body. So whenever we say any of the Siddha mantras, invoke the Gurus who gave it to us, invoke the lineage of light who are in the mantras. So take a deep inhale, feel the presence of Guruji Rajasamy, his Guruji Talayati Siddhar, Kagapujanda Talayati Siddhar, and the lineage above. Take a deep inhale, hold the breath at the roots, straighten the spinal cord, go deeper, 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 all the way within. What we are doing within is what we would do outside. In other words, when we are lighting a lamp inside ourselves, light a lamp outside ourselves. So go deep within. Take the mantra. Ring So, when we get started with the day and when we light our lamp, we make a prayer. The prayer is, please God, give me the right thought. Give me the purity of my mind. Give me the essence of victory in all that I do. This is the prayer for Ganapathy. Keeping that in mind, say the mantra. Ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom. Now, to activate the right thought, put your right hand over the left hand, hold the earlobes, squeeze the earlobes, and now say the mantra. Ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom, ring-ang-ung ganamani-namom. Rub our palms together. The left hand is our mother. Press the left big toe down. Feel the moon breath. Press the right big toe down, feel the sun breath, feel our Father, feel the infinite Father, feel the infinite Mother, feel both male and female coming together as one. Receive the blessings of a higher self. Ring, this process of letting go, surrendering all that is as weighing down our reality and surrendering it to the Lord of the journey, the root chakra, Ganapathy, allows the transformation of thoughts to happen. Climb up above the navel. Above the navel is being detached. The power of being awake is being detached. So we can see the whole picture. We are not caught into the limits of the body and the mind and the circumstance. Above the navel is the Guru chakra, and above the navel, when the moment we bring focus, the third eye by default opens. Today, the mantra shared is our Guru AYYA mantra. He was above the mountain Tiruvannamalai, meditating for 18 years, drinking 1 cup of milk a day without moving. If you went to see him, you cannot talk to him, but you receive his mantra, say his mantra, walk around and round and round, and there he is with you, with us. So when you come down, his presence is eternal. So take this mantra and then later recite the mantra 108 times, invoke Guru AYYA. May he be with each of us as the infinite presence of our own breath. AYYA. ARAKARA is the sound of manifestation. Anything that a heart desires gets manifested. Any attention we bring to anything, that gets amplified into manifestation. This is the mantra that inspired me to mention, create the vortex of light, because the moment you say the mantra, we become the vortex of that ancient lineage of Siddhas. So when you say the mantra, feel that ancient lineage. AYYA is Guru Vaikunta. His Samadhi Shrine Temple is one of the most potently powerful temples I have ever been to in India. You could go there even at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's always open. And anyone going there, if you want to take in the energy, simply have to go around the shrine. Go around the sanctum sanctorum, and there you are with that presence. This is what we would want to do in our altar space. At home, we'd want to set alight a lamp, walk around, create the vortex. What you're creating outside is what is happening inside. What is happening inside is exactly what we are multiplying outside. So imagine that we are walking around the vortex of light within ourselves. When we are reciting the mantra, let it get embedded in our subconsciousness, because when it gets embedded in our subconsciousness, not only is it the grace of the lineage with us as giving us or being the foundation to our consciousness, but also our vibratory energies are now moving the world outside ourselves to the similar vibrations. So when you say the mantra, be aware of the vibrancy, be aware of the pillar of light that we are nurturing within ourselves. Now, where we think from is the realities we create. Now, our mind itself generates the quality of thoughts based on the left brain and the right brain coming to sync with each other. It's like an exercise, syncing the left brain and the right brain together. It goes back to the time when Einstein's brain was kept aside for future studies. At that time, for a long time, they did not know what was special about Einstein. But only recently, about 8-10 years back, they found out that his left brain and his right brain were perfectly in sync with each other, far more than anyone else. And that created his IQ. Now, there are two layers of IQ, two dimensions of IQ. The IQ of the brain and the mind, and then there's the other IQ. When you wake up, there is another dimensional IQ that comes into play. That is the states of Turiya. But to understand the state of Turiya, our mind must be ready. This mantra, Om Ari Om, is given to us by a Siddha Guru in Tiruvannamalai, who walks every day something like 40 to 80 miles every day, every night. I was fortunate enough to be blessed by his presence as Guru with me and take several journeys, pilgrimages with him. And the whole day we were chanting this mantra. And his explanation of this mantra is Om. The first Om is the moon breath. Press the left big toe down, feel the moon breath. Ari, center the mind. Ari is consciousness. Ari is awareness. Ari is wisdom. Ari is the first thought. Ari is the mind. Press the right big toe down and feel the sun breath. The right brain. When you press the right foot down, when the sun opens, it's actually the left brain that is activated. Likewise, when you press the left toe down, the moon energy shifts the right brain. So, when you say Om, press the left toe down. When you say Ari, feel the energies open at the crown chakra. And when you say Om again, press the right big toe down. Om Ari Om Om Ari Om Om Ari Om Om Ari Om Om Ari Om. Now when you say Ari, we are going to say Ari 6 times. 6, the dimension of Lord Muruga, the cosmic child that we are. Om Ari 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 Om Hari 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 Om Hari 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 Om Om Hari 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 Om Om Hari 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 Om Om Hari 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 Om Hari 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 Om. Now, if you notice the mind is now a lot more in the core equilibrium of harmony. This that we did could be done all day long. Now, there are the three dimensions of being awake. The first is the Mother Kundalini, the goddess. The second is our soul, Jivatma, becoming the Paramatma, Lord Siva, the soul power. And then is the awake state of mind. Om Namo LAXMI NARAYANAYA Namo Namah. Let our mind be abundant. Where we are, abundance happens. Where we are the grace of Goddess Lakshmi. Where we are the grace of abundance in all its forms, from health, wealth, harmony, love, inspiration, and wisdom. Open your eyes and look at the tip of the nose and close the eyes, maintaining that eye focus. Om Namo LAXMI NARAYANAYA Namo Namah. 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 Divine being, what we did is actually a journey through the SIVA teachings. So if you want to go deeper, do the SIVA inner journey meditation. For now, we understand that we have shifted our mind to a higher layer. And our meditation is not just at the time of meditation, but it is 24/7. Every inhale from the roots, hold the breath, retain. Wake up each chakra, feel this chakra above the navel, feel the chakra, the solar plexus, feel the heart chakra opening up, feel the throat chakra, Visuddhi chakra opening up, feel the crown chakra blossoming, feel core harmony of all the gurus and all the masters at the third eye. Exhale gently. This is how we would breathe the breath of the Siddha at all times. At all times we are expanding consciousness. At all times we are the pillar of light. At all times we are generating light. At all times. So, divine beings, in this remember, every chakra has a particular dimension towards the realities we experience and the reality we are causing. So when you come to the heart chakra especially, this is unconditional love. Unconditional love happens when we are in oneness. When we are in oneness, we understand the pains and pleasure of all as our own. Likewise is the throat chakra that actually negates out the animal past, negates out the karmic realities of several lifetimes and brings us into the now and allows the angelic in us to wake up. Likewise is the crown chakra awakening is very much like a Sivalingam, that is light being circumambulated by all the beings of light. So when we wake up, we are being served by all the angelic beings. This is being the vortex of light. So, divine beings, now that we have done this, know the states of Turiya. There is the mind with its thoughts and its levels of IQ, and beyond the mind, which is the states of Turiya, the zone of goddess LAXMI. My personal knowledge of the states of Turiya happened only after I experienced these realms to find words, and then I realized there was a word for this experience, and that is the states of Turiya. The states of Turiya is very empowering because there is a special in every one of us waiting to be woken up. And when we wake up, that special in us wakes up. That's a special Siddhi. There's a special, extraordinary something within each one of us. Yogis mentioned that Siddhis, you've got to be careful because that could pull you down in your spiritual journey. But the reality is, when we are doing heart's work, we want all the hands on deck. We want all the power to be with us in singularity. And the Siddhis kick in as we expand and go beyond the mind. Siddhis such as ESP, extras, ESP in the sense like seeing the future, knowing the past, all this is mediocre as compared to greater Siddhis. The greatest Siddhis are being in 10 places at the same time, being the many, many, many as one. There are so many dimensions that it's impossible to even, impossible even to bring the nature of Siddhi, because every one of us are gifted with something so unique. That uniqueness is our power, our superpower, every one of us. So when you meditate and when you're on a 24/7 meditation, slowly all of this comes up into our awareness to help us, assist us. Now when we wake up, understand that meditation is an exercise of the mind. When we meditate with our eyes open, keep a candle, a light, a lamp lit. Staring at the lamp with absolute focus is a process of meditating to enhance focus. Focus itself is very powerful, especially in the reality world, because where we bring focus, energy flows. Now, if we bring focus to what we want in our life, it's naturally going to manifest. Yogis have the power of focus. And that power of focus is, even when we are with Source, we are focused on Source. Our mind is now being trained to single-pointedness. And single-pointedness of the mind is so vital. Because the single-pointed mind has a capacity to step into timelessness. When we are doing art or something so beautiful from our heart, we step into timelessness. Now, in reality, we're stepping into the states of Turiya. When we step into the states of Turiya, we are also stepping into the flow. The flow is where mastery is. Whatever we do with the flow, we are the masters. We are able to condense timelessness to time. We are actually bringing the 5 elements of our experience into singularity. We are the spirit having this magnificent human experience. This is the states of Turiya. This states of Turiya is the immeasurable wealth of being human, is attainment of the states of Turiya, where we are the many. In other words, we have all our talents wakes up. Of course, we could have more than one talent. When Leonardo da Vinci was writing his resume to the Countess of Turin, he mentioned over 11 things he was good at. And his art was featured only in the sixth. It was basically pretty much irrelevant to whom he really was. Today, in what we do and where we are all multi-talented. We are able to move a big wheel with many facets, and each facet we are the masters. This is the states of Turiya, being able to be the master of many fields and many dimensions. So this way, we are moving the wheels from inside out. Now, when we step into Turiya states, there could be any problem that seems to be unsolvable. From here, solutions appear. We are not in an ordinary state of mind. We are in a state of mind where we are the we. The we means all the beings of light, all the lineages of light, serving us by giving us the right thought, serving us by giving us the wisdom, serving us by giving us solutions to every dimension of our life. So, know and trust that in the states of timelessness, there is the gift of patience to understand that we have to wait, and it's okay to wait. It's okay to be patient. And the now, the power of the now, to bring it into action now. The moment we have clarity of the mind to be able to see exactly what the solution is, we affect it. We affect it with efficiency and efficacy. This is the states of Turiya. The next dimension, divine being, is activating grace. See, when we take in a mantra, we are taking in a colossal package of consciousness. And this package of consciousness holds forth the process, the presence of our gurus, holds forth the presence of their tapas coming to us. How do we activate it? The first, do good in the name of your guru. You take a look at all the yoga establishments and all the establishments in India done by spiritual masters. It will always be done in the name of their guru. The guru is invoked to doing good. This is one dimension. Every mantra needs to be consummated. And the consummated process is by doing Dharma. Now, this Dharma might be a bit difficult to do in the physical or in the reality, but even thinking of Dharma works. For instance, before you eat, pray that every stomach in the world is fed. And inhale, feeling all the spiritual world and all the living eating our food before we eat, and so our food is blessed. Now we eat. Likewise, just imagine that we are doing good. Imagination is powerful. Imagine doing good. Imagine helping. Imagine doing all the beautiful things. And what we can do, like calling up your elders. A simple courtesy call. Keeping in touch with your mother and father. Goodness, even the thought of goodness is grace. Now, Another very vital dimension throughout the day is keeping our mind as empty as a vast blue sky. So in this way, no matter what, this is point zero from where wisdom can grow. This is point zero from where we have no judgment. It's a place where every bit of life experiences ecstasy and awe. Here in this particular state of emptiness, the empty mind, walk out each day, look at the sky and pay reverence to the sky. If we want to see God, God is the form of infinity. Look at the sky. And as you pray, just feel that you are the sky. Infinite, 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 infinity. Hold the space of no thought. Having this space and mind of no thought is the field where not only does our consciousness expand, but also to receive wisdom, to receive the highest thought, to receive the guidance. Many times, when we get angry with life or with a person, we think, okay, let's go to Mother Kali and give her all my anger and tell Mother Kali. No, it doesn't work that way. We would first need to empty our mind, clear it off, forgive, let go. Now when you go to Mother Kali, now when you go to Source, now you're ready to be received. Now law of karma works its way. Everything else works its way to righteousness and to be the answer of our prayers when we are in the point zero, a childlike mind of point zero, absolute innocence at all times. So, divine beings, now comes the next dimension, which is enhance purpose, abundance, and wisdom. So, at all times, or rather the most important prayer is, please God, give me the right thought. Now, as you're praying for the right thought, also a question to God, Source, what am I here to do? If you think you know the purpose of existence, then visualize that vision. See that vision. See it from. See, the third eye is where manifestation begins, but it's actually to the right side of the third eye. The right side of the third eye where we can actually bring manifestation into reality. So look at the vision through the third eye, and then like zooming in, zoom into the detailing to the right side, detailing to the right side. By doing this, we actually are able to visualize our purpose as blueprints to be manifested within. Now, there is a concept which is so potent in our everyday reality, and that is, about say 200 years ago, there was Siddha Vallalar, who attained dematerialization, attained becoming light, and he had documented his journey on a daily basis. There was a time when he saw there was no more shadow falling on him. And as he goes through his journey, he knows that he is going to actually dematerialize. And all this was in written text. And finally, he does dematerialize. His mantra was Arutperum Jyoti Dani Perun Arunai Arunperum Jyoti Dani Perun Arunai. Arulperum Jyoti, grace, light, grace, light. Tani Perun Karunai, through compassion, through compassionate work, you are the grace. In other words, when we step into a heart purpose, we are fed by powerful inspiration. This inspiration is the gift of all the lifetimes. To be inspired is the gift of all lifetimes. So the first is to know the higher purpose. The next is to do our heart's work. And as you do the heart's work, be fed by inspiration, be supported by the universes, be awake in every action as inspired play. So for this, we get back into the primary dimension, which is let a heart song be awake. Awaken the mantra, sing with the mantra, let every action from one to another happen. It's like being the cosmic monkey jumping from branch to branch to branch in different layers of consciousness, in different dimensions. And then in the reality world, when you're working through, there's so much we are able to do. See, I had gone to Mahatma Gandhi's ashram at Sabarmati in Gujarat. And when I looked into the ashram, it is hard to conceive. So much had been done by a singular person, not just bringing India's independence, but also working with several layers every day. He was in the states of Turiya, so he was like a Superman, doing so many dimensions. This is how we are. We are awake, we see the higher purpose, we are in the states of Turiya, and as we do our heart's work, we are tuning into grace. Accompany that with your yoga, with a daily practice that is push. The pull is grace. Think of Dharma, do Dharma. The most powerful of all the Dharma, feeding the hungry. See, when a person is vegan or vegetarian, we are in reality in constancy of worship in the highest form by not killing an animal, a life. So this dimension of knowing grace is that which transforms us. The pull element is the grace of the Guru, the grace of Dharma, the grace of our prayers. This aspect of the light body really is, and let's look into it from a most practical way. There's Baba Nataraj, who is 90, and he constantly mentions, I will live for a long time. But that's not as important as how he is now. He's like a little boy, totally happy. His body is like an eagle, gliding. Most important is come to the zone of the now, when eternal youth is our attitude. Eternal youth is the grace of our being. Eternal youth is a mind that is constantly having so much fun, so much joy. Become love. Never fall in love. Yes, falling in love, we fall in love with everything. We are in love with everything, but we are love itself. So when we are love itself, we attain the body of bliss. Sachidananda, being the yogi. To be the yogi really means to be the bliss-formed love body. So a love body also means that which is filled in light, that which is blissful, that which is reflecting the light of inside out and radiance. That is whom we are. Now, knowing heart purpose, being the vortex of light, allowing our energies to come into realities, we are constantly awakening grace, expanding consciousness. So, when you work, remember we are 360 degrees. When we say we are 360 degrees, we are masters in so many fields. Now, within all of this, there's timelessness and time. And this period of the pandemic especially is time to incubate. Incubate means we have great ideas, we have great vision, we have great needs, we wish for so many things. The most important is patience, allowing the incubation of our thought and ideas and wisdom, allowing it to incubate. So in the prayer, please God, give me the right thought, also lets us know where we need to be patient. The virtue of patience is that of a pristine heart. The virtue of knowing when to act is that of mind clarity. So when we know when to act, it always is. See, when you're awake, we work for ourselves. We could never really work for anyone else because we are masters of our time. We set timelessness in time, so we are masters. So when we step into doing things from action, it's always ready, go, steady. It's not ready, steady, go. It's ready, go, and then reset. Do it better, reset. But for all of this is within patience is the power of resilience. We know, we see, so we do. We may fail 100 battles, but we win the war. So each moment, for whatever it is, every dimension of our battles in life is to feed us with the experience to come back 1,000,000 times stronger. That is why we constantly want to go into the core self of ours and expand that core self, make it greater and greater and greater. So when we come back into reality, it's the next bigger wave of action, next bigger wave of thought and a series of energy that flows through, and we come back. So in this way, this constancy of going into the point zero and then coming back is that which gently grows the higher purpose of why we are here. Now, the fifth dimension is time strategy. See, we are timelessness working with time. The first thing we need to understand is when we are experiencing time, we are experiencing it with the mind. When we wake up in the morning, the mind is pretty much good and full. But by the time the day ends, our mind has now dissolved and dissolved and dissolved, and now we can't put up anymore with patience. We can't put up anymore with creativity. It's sort of like our mind is now crippled itself by the time the day is over. So the most important and vital thing is when you wake up and when you start doing your yoga, after attaining the states of Turiya, look at how much time we have during the day and put forward all the bits and pieces of work we need to do. Set time for all that needs to be done. It's so vital because creative being, see, I love being in the creative mode, but when I get into the creative mode, my other work suffers. If I create art, I need to still feed myself, and that art needs to sell. So this dimension of understanding everything as segments that needs to be compartmentalized and set together in time. So when the day ends, you know you've got justice on all the layers that allows the wheel to move. You're creating a wheel. Now, to create a wheel, it is 360 degrees of thinking. So, for instance, if we are masters in so many fields, and so when we want to bring all those fields into action, we want to make sure our time is planned. So the first step is sit down, climb up, understand that you are the emperor of emperors, looking at all the army of time you have and how we are going to spend it, and work the realities according to that. Now, when you compartmentalize intelligently, because there are some action that actually gives us energy and some that takes away energy. If you place the energy fields of work in such an intelligent way, by the time the day ends, we actually come out feeling, wow, I'm still left with energy. See, if you work for someone, especially if you're working for a big organization, by the time you come back home, you're depleted. They've taken the juice out of us. And you're not able to find any more juice to work on anything else. But we need to understand that every moment of ours, we are gliding. And when we glide, we set our work in such a way that we're dancing through the day, we are singing through the day, we are just enjoying the day for all that is. So by the time the day is over, we still have so much more juice in us. This helps us sleep better at night. This helps our mind get to the restfulness at sleep and emerge back more powerful. What you do during the day is what happens to create a powerful night of sleep. So when you work through the day, ask ourselves, is my heart singing? How do I make my heart singing even if I'm doing some lousy work that I don't want to do? And I have to do it still. It's all a question of attitude. Set the attitude that we are going to be happy no matter what. Set the attitude that every bit of our action is in the scales of higher vibrations. So this way we work time. Now when you say in timelessness and time, at all times, and when you feel emotional, when you feel anything, step into the core. Be the timelessness for a moment. Ask yourself this question: what if we were not in the physical body, we were dead right now? As spirit, in this moment, what is going to be an experience of this same reality for however it is, good, bad, ugly, however it is, how would that reality be? Get into that mode to set the zero within us. Setting the zero within us, we are able to come back into time as and when. We are the vast ocean, and time is like a wave. We ride the wave. We generate the wave to ride on. And through that wave, we are the ones actually vibrating as the realities we wish for. The next dimension, which is a very interesting dimension, and that is, it's actually from the field of abundance. See, when we are spiritual, one of the dimensions that I have experienced personally is poverty. And I often question myself over here, this one word, poverty. And why is it happening? Most spiritual people are hit by that, by the word poverty, by the thought of poverty, by the lack. This is something which we wipe out, where consciousness is, abundance is in all its forms. But first, to understand where is humanity stepping to? Where are we going? The pandemic has effectively changed the way of economy. And what is the new economy? The new economy has three things, three structures: the power of eyeballs, digital content, database. Now, who has these three, is the master of the new economy in abundance and all in the physical forms. So the first is know that in the new economy, everything being online is one thing, but for business or work or what we do to succeed, it's all related to people connectivity. So step into the social media. It's free. We can connect with hundreds of thousands of persons with a touch of a button. In those days, it was people in the physical. Now it is this online. The love for humanity, the love for another human online gives us this tremendous opportunity to multiply ourselves, connecting people. The next dimension is, now let your heart sing. When we wake up, one of the valuable gifts we receive is to see outside the box, to be able to master where our heart sings. And being the master also means creating digital content either by way of teachings or by way of what we can do or by way of what we are doing. Digital content and its creation is very much of timelessness and time in actual realities. So as we grow within, begin to think like an eagle, seeing the whole vast picture and then bringing it into focus, and then bring the power of passion into that focus. Many years ago, while meditating, I had this thought. This thought was, what would it be if all the nations across the globe adopted yoga as something they would wish to promote? So I actually trademark registered it as World Yoga Day. And I thought one day, maybe I've overexpanded myself in my vision and thinking, and maybe, I should cut out of my 3 visions, I should cut off one. But the very next week, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was giving a speech in the United Nations when International Yoga Day was announced. And that's when I felt, oh my God, I'm not, I have been in sync with that energy field of the vastness of thinking. And then Modi ji approached me for the name, and they mentioned it as the day they have fixed with the United Nations. And I thought I'd cooperate and change ours to World Yogi Day. But why I'm mentioning this is, when our mind awakens, we see the vast picture. We see humanity many years ahead. We see what is to happen we see the future now. We are able to see the big picture and then detail into the details and bring our focus into that singular point. So that singular point is our creativity, our creation. What is it? Every one of us has a special. Wake up that special. Allow the special to dance, allow the special to sing, allow the special to flow, allow that special to be the teachings, the givings. It could be in so many different forms, in so many different ways. Simply allow the flow to happen. This is content. The next, beyond the content, is, who am I? Is a big question. And if you say, I am, that I am is come here for the highest purpose. And when it wakes up, it is going to wake up with the eyeballs. people looking in, people connecting, that feeds. And you bring the three together, the new economy is that of the liberated. We are liberated. In other words, when you're sleeping, things are happening. We don't necessarily, if we want to take off on a holiday for a day, nothing really would crash. The new economy is that of people and connectivity to our creativity and directly with related to us. Every thought is the bridge to the reality we are creating, and that could happen anytime, anywhere. The most important thing is how potent are our thoughts to bring that reality to our own. So with this, divine beings are the 6 dimensions through where we have been, or through the 6 dimensions of consciousness. So to recap, the first, light a lamp, go around the lamp, use the mantras to create the vortex of light. Develop and expand the light. Be the pillar of light. Climb all the way up and be the higher vibratory field that is causal of the higher vibratory realities. The next, know the Turiya states of mind. At all times we are expanding consciousness. At all times we are the vortex of light. At all times we are the many. At all times we are the many sages whose intent we are. The next is grace. We can push and push and push, but pull is also powerful. Pull is more powerful than push. The pull is the pristine mind, the mind of goodness, wanting to do good. At all times, allowing for Dharma to happen. At all times, activating grace. At all times, honoring our gurus behind the mantras. At all times, doing the good not in our name, but in the higher self name, the name of our gurus. And constantly receiving through the emptiness of the mind that we have. Creating that empty mind and being that empty mind is empowerment. The other dimension is fantasizing whom we are in terms, and the Dharma we are. Constantly give and give and give and thought. Constantly doing goodness and thought creates the field of grace. And then comes purpose. Know the purpose. Climb up each day. Ask God, hey, where's my purpose? What is my purpose? If you don't know the purpose, if you know your purpose, still there is so much more. Know that whatever we have learned in an entire lifetime is just one handful, one fistful of sand as compared to what is the rest of the sand. In other words, life is of learning. We can never say we know it all. At all times we know nothing. We receive and receive and receive and receive information and intelligence and knowledge. The mode of an empty mind is empowering because that creates the center, allows us to come to the zero zone at all times. And then comes time and timelessness, allowing ourselves to compartmentalize time, to work our work through setting timelessness into play in time, knowing that every day there is an important duty. Count your time. Time is the most valuable resource we could ever have. If we bring time and put time into play, everything that we desire in life simply happens. If that which we desire itself has not happened, it means there is a higher plan, a higher dimension beyond what we are thinking, waiting for us. And that is in the core, we know, patience. And then comes mastering abundance for ourselves, the new economy that we have shifted into. And in the new economy, it gives us the ability to shine our heart's purpose, allowing for content and eyeballs, connectivity to connectivity to people, the database, and these three we bring together. We ensure that we are capable of doing Dharma. Doing Dharma is a powerful act. It's a joyful act. It is not just about receiving grace, it is an act that is fulfilling. So we're inspired to do greater. So, divine beings, please email me awake@nandi.com. So in this way, this video that has been created could be given to you alongside with other gifts of consciousness that I wish to impart. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Om Namah Shivaya. Happy Diwali. Amazing, powerful new moon. Absorb the mantras. Invoke Guru AYYA. Let the grace of his enormous, potent tapas light shine through each. Om Namah Shivaya. Om.